absent one day, and those of you paying attention to the board just saw it say 3, 2, 1, go. And you're like, wait, go where? I record my lessons. So I am now recording this class. It's screencast, so whatever's on the screen, and there's a camera up there so it does picture-in-picture so it can see me. Look, oh my gosh, my hand moved. We're all immature and can't handle it when this camera's pointed at us. Because you're like humans can't, like, we don't know how to behave when a camera gets pointed at us. We get goofy. I don't know why. So, get over it. There's a camera up there. It doesn't really see you. This normally goes away. Yeah, there we go. It, like, normally goes away. So, if you miss class, really, you can ask a classmate or come ask a teacher. Most of us teachers have our own plan book. You can just come say, hey, can I see your plan book and copy it? Like, you can just copy our plan book. Or copy a friend's plan book, if you trust that friend. I need you to make your graph paper look like this. Now, I don't care if you put the table on the left or the graph on the left. We only need first quadrant graphs. So the positive x, positive y. It might make more sense to do the table on the left. Leave yourself enough space in the table to do like 4 or 5 values. Like 4 or 5 things. Excuse me, sorry, that kid blocking. Always tell me if you can't see, because I can't see that thing that blocks up here. So this says proportional relationships, and then there's a 1 and a 2, because we're going to go back and fill in. So proportional, try my handwriting there, a little sloppy there. Prop or TO now. I don't think that probably helped anyone.
No, sir, do not.
I did A first, and then I realized we should maybe do the T-chart first. So guys, if I was you, I'd probably do the T-chart on the left and then the graph on the right. We only need first quadrant graph. And we need ABC.
How many little... Yeah, I don't know how to spell.
Neither do I, so you're trusting me.
How many little blocks are there?
At least 6. At least 6 for the X and 6 for the Y. I did like 8.
Okay, but
You could do 10 and be real safe. For the T-chart, I will give you like 5 pieces of data. Well, actually, I'm only going to give you 1 piece of data, but then you can fill in as much as you want.
Can you go back to the graph now, please?
Wait,
Thank
we're
you.
doing 1/2 or 2/2?
Thank you.
Like point number 1 and point number 2. We're going to come back and say 2 things about proportional relationships. So, like, this will make more sense when I tell you what's going on. So here's what's going on. Then I'll take your question if you got one. For A, our situation is that Parvin often cleans dishes for her mother. If she can clean 17 plates every 10 minutes, how many plates could she clean in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe an hour? But that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a table of it, and then we're going to make a graph of it. So for this one, what our input, would the input be time or would the input be plates?
Time?
Time, because guys, time, like, we can't control time, right? Like, time just keeps ticking on. Time is almost always used as our X value. So we do time and plates. What we've been told is 10 minutes, leave a gap at the top because we're going to talk about 0 minutes. In 10 minutes, she can clean 17 plates. Well, guys, how many plates could she clean in 0 minutes?
7.
No time, no plates. So go ahead. Now, here's really what the task is. Can I scale this graph by ones?
No.
No. So once I figure out some data, determine how to scale your graph, and graph it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can you read the question again?
Parvin, this is all the information you need, but Parvin helps her mother clean dishes. If it takes her 10 minutes to clean 17 plates, how many plates can she clean in various amounts of time? Because we can say, okay, 20 minutes, okay, 30 minutes. Like, I used to wash dishes at my church, and I could tell you pretty easily, like, I could look at a stack and be like, I'll be done in 8 minutes. Like, I just had a pretty good idea of, like, how long dishes would take.
How high up do you want us to go? 30?
30, 40, 50. I'm like, so however big you want to make your graph, in a way. So how far you go will determine how you scale your graph. Yeah.
Are we gonna do like half a plate, or is that like not logical?
We will make the graph continuous. I love that you asked that question, actually. We'll make the graph continuous, but in reality, she probably wouldn't stop at half a plate, right? But if somebody walked up halfway through a minute, could she be halfway done with a plate? Yeah. But would she stop there? Probably not. Or her mom might get mad. Did you guys know yesterday was National Dog Day?
Oh my god, yeah.
So our second situation, hey, I'm going to give these to you. Please nobody freak out. I'm going to give these to you, then I'm going to give you a bunch of time. Okay, so I'm going to give you the situations and give you more time. Yasmin's puppy that she got yesterday, this is made up, it's in the book, because it was National Dog Day, at her birth, so wait, at her birth, if a puppy was just born, how much time has passed? 0. The puppy weighed 14 ounces.
That's a big puppy.
Ounces? That's less than a pound, dudes.
So a big puppy.
She increased another 14 ounces in 10 or sorry, wrong number, because I said 14 out loud. This should be 28. And she increased 14 ounces every 10 days. Our third and final situation, though, Angel decided to invest in Bitcoin.
Oh god.
So Angel, now you gotta stick with me because Bitcoin is volatile, so ignore the fact that it's so volatile. So Angel invests $20. So if you just invested $20, how much time has gone by? 0, right? So if you invested $20, that's right now, that's at the beginning. In one day, Angel's investment doubled. The next day, it also doubled.
Oh dang, he's actually working out.
And it doubled every day thereafter.
Holy crap!
Bitcoin, what are you
Yeah, and then people sold off all their shares and everybody went broke. No, so yeah, it doubled for 5 days. Let's say just for 5. Then it tanked. Then everything fell off the cliff.
Metaphorical.
Well, metaphorical in a way, but the cliff, normally, literally, if you look at stock market, like the graph, we talk about a cliff because when stocks drop, it looks like a cliff. That's why we talk about a cliff in the stock market. There's your 3 situations. We want to graph all of them with scales on the axes. That makes sense. And try to determine which of these are proportional and which of these aren't and why. I'm going to give you probably at least 10 minutes. Have at it. I normally have a 5-minute timer, but I can't find that right
These
now.
all proportional. So you guys bring all of them to 50, 50 or 5 or whatever?
Your scales on your graphs will probably be different, right? Because this graph is already at 80, and this graph is just at 17.
I know, but with like time, do I just bring it down to like 5, like 50 or 5 or whatever?
So this one, we're only going to go up to 5. That's as far as I would go. So honestly, when I graph this, I might make this one. I might make my scale a little bit bigger. But up here, probably like, let's go 40.
Okay.
We'll stop at 40 here. We can stop at 40 in the top one too if you want.
Alright.
So sure. There, I'll give you guys an end. Stop at time of 40.
Could we go to
Yeah, as long as you got a graph to go with it.
Wow, she can do 102
10, 20, 30, but yes. So yeah, 10, 20, 30. However you scale it. However you want to scale it. Are you allowed to scale by 17? Sure. It's your graph. That is the math. Is choosing the scale. Now the question would be though. Remember yesterday's activity? When we messed it up because our scale wasn't quite right and all the things were on the graph? That's where we're headed with this. Is to say if the graph has this many boxes and we need to fit this much data, how do we choose our scale?
Patrick, you can't skip 3. 3's a really important number. You just hurt 3's number feelings.
So I'm giving you guys some freedom, and I think that's where Max is getting a little bit upset.
I'm not upset, just confused.
Well, if you're upset, you're rightfully upset. Like, so he said this is all irrelevant, which I love when you guys push back on me because then it makes me think. Yeah, if we can just make the scale whatever we want all willy-nilly, that's not the difficult part of this activity. And that's on purpose. So if we want to make this bad word, easy. If we want to make this easier. So Max said, well, couldn't I just, so I do 10, 20, 30, 40. Could I just make like this, like 17? Yeah, we can make the scale whatever we want. So if I make 2 boxes 17, 2 boxes 34,
That's what I'm doing. Am I allowed to do that?
2 boxes 40, 51. Why wouldn't we be allowed to make the scale what we want?
Because that's like, because this is a math class. There's like no math.
Why can't we make the math easier? Is there a reason it needs to be difficult?
Yes!
No, just that's the confusing thing I've ever heard from a math teacher.
Nice pretty point there. Nice pretty point there. Nice pretty point there. Nice pretty point there. It's beautiful.
Literally, that is beautiful.
I think I had 17. Yeah.
Adding, I thought it was double.
No, B doubles. Part B doubles. This is back at part A.
Oh, part B double? So it goes from 28 to then.
Sorry, no, part C. Guys, don't confuse me. Part C doubles. Not B, not A. This one is just 17 plates every 10 minutes. So we're adding 17. Adding 17. Adding 17. Any questions? Please make sure that you did not double up here because, guys, look, give me your eyes up here. Here's where you're getting confused. From 10 to 20, does my time double?
No.
Yes, here it actually does. Do my plates double? Yes. But from 20 to 30, does my time double? No. So would this double? No. But from 20 to 40? Yeah. So from 34 to 68? Yeah. So the only way that our number of dishes is doubling is if our time doubles. Down here, our puppy's gaining 14 every 10 days. So we should be adding 14, not doubling, adding 14. Thank you for telling me. Seriously, very much appreciate that.
Is there a case I go super baby easy mode on this then?
Yeah, but I don't know if you can go super easy baby mode on the last one, but go ahead and try.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Didn't kids used to call that big brain?
I'm on big brain. Oh, so beautiful.
Alright, you guys gotta tell me. If a friend of mine said they learned all 150 of their students in the first week, and I said weird flex but okay, and another friend said, I think, crap, what phrase did they use? No, I thought no cap but never mind. I gotta remember it to ask which one's better.
Big brain.
No, I gotta.
You know what?
The first one is the first
You
one.
guys should be graphing. I'll get on Facebook.
Facebook is not the good choice.
Wait, I bet all my graph essays.
Oh, he said bet. He said the response to that would be bet. Which is more appropriate there? Bet
Weird flex.
or weird flex?
But why is weird?
Weird flex is when somebody's like, it's like no brag, just fact.
Unorthodox.
But like,
Like
very
ruler.
deep.
Whatever. That is fun.
So when I say like I cut a perfect miter joint on my table saw and nobody else really cares because they don't do that, they might be like, weird flex, bro. Because like it's a thing I care about. Like it's a flex because you like did something cool, but it's like a weird flex. At least that's how it's been described to me. Yeah, weird flex, but okay, bro.
That's us.
What's 28 plus 14? 42, guys. Make sure you didn't write down 32. The trapdoor right there is people forget to add the extra one. 56. And, 70. So wait, like 14, 28, 42, 56, 70. Man, I got a hunch that loud conversation is not about math. I could be wrong, but I'm just hunching that it's not talking about scaling or axes.
No, it is not. But very peaceful.
These axes are so scale.
I know how to teach them.
So
Yes,
10,
very sweet.
I can only do this.
You said the C word.
can't? Who said can't?
You did.
Well, yeah. Cheese.
In other words, saying like I can cheese this is basically saying easy.
Oh.
Yes,
What?
we're trying to wait to
What?
cheat the last
Why
one.
are
We're
you-
not playing that.
Wait, you said cheat or cheese?
Cheese. But we
I-
made
That's
it
a
make it
word now?
Yes.
Yes.
That's another.
When
If
you
you
want
ever
to
gonna
say
say cheat?
Can you guys stop making up words?
No.
You should
Now,
have
hold
seen
on.
our elements.
Somebody keep your mask on, bro.
Guess
Somebody
what?
raise your hand and tell me what's the difference between graph A and graph B. Yeah, if you haven't gotten there yet, we need to kind of close our mouths and pick up a pencil. What's the difference?
You have to break the graph for graph C.
Well, it's not necessarily. So hold on, we're not talking about C yet. We're comparing A and B.
Graph B.
So
Graph
A, if I connect these.
First, it starts at the origin, and the other one doesn't.
Ooh. So this one was here, 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 here. So this one starts at 014. Because guys, when the puppy's born, does it exist? Yeah, it has weight. But when I start washing dishes, have I
I also
already?
found a way to cheat the graph.
Max,
Yeah.
you're being a little bit rude talking over me.
Sorry.
But when I start washing dishes, has anything been accomplished yet? No. So this is a big difference whether we start at the origin or whether we don't start at the origin. So I'm highlighting that up here this guy starts at the origin and this one doesn't. Now, somebody said we need to break the graph for C. I don't know if we need to break the graph for C, but why did you say that?
I meant for B, but then I realized that I just started on the thing.
Oh, that we could just scale differently?
Yeah.
If we have time at the end, somebody remind me of Friday Funny. So C, part C. I thought I had a hand up for C. No? Let's graph our points for C that they keep. Oh wait, I need to figure out what I need to go up to. Cough, cough. Here's where some math actually happens. 160, 320. Oh, wow. I'm gonna stop at 4. I'm gonna refuse to go to 5 because this would be 640, and that's really big. So here is where I can't really cheat the graph, quote unquote. I gotta do a little bit of math. I need to fit in 320 in however many boxes I have here. So, Gosh, do you want to give us a suggestion?
So going up, you could do like, you could go up by like hundreds, and then like between the hundred, you can just put a mark going out from like between
We
them.
could. Okay, like it. Other suggestions?
Can you break the graph multiple times?
No, and I don't want to break this graph actually.
So what I did was I added by 30, it fit it. Just add 30 at each square.
So I have a feeling we maybe haven't actually been taught this yet. So give me your attention up here for a moment. The way to actually calculate max, because we're actually doing math. We're actually doing math. This is not easy, right? Boo. So we need to cover 320 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So choose a number, either the number of boxes you have or less. So if I'm thinking about 320, would 10 work better with 320 or would 8 work better with 320? 8 would actually work nicer. And we do the division of number that we need to get to divided by boxes. And this actually tells us each box should be 40. Now, what the suggestion we had was make each box 50, but I could actually make each box 40. So I'm going to say 40, 80. I'm not going to label each one of them 80, 120. What? Did I?
Yeah, well, the 40 is one box and 0, and the next one's 2 boxes.
Yeah, I know. But that's a gap of 80. Notice how the words that came out of my mouth was I'm not going to label every box.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
So another 80 would get us to 200. And I don't use my whole graph. But we said 0 starts at 20. I'm going to put my points in red so they're a bit easier to see. So I'm down here. When we invested.
You did it. You can't go from 280 and then go 2 blocks and then 320.
Oh, and this would be 320, wouldn't it? So this is actually 360. Good catch. That one I was wrong. Yeah, that one should be 360. So this is 320. 240. Yeah, sometimes it's safer to label every box so you don't mess up like I just did. Yeah, I did that on purpose to show you. No, that would be a lie.
Don't lie to
I
yourself.
just said that would be a lie. I told you guys I'd tell you the truth, and I think I just drew on myself. All right, so then we double. What's double 20?
Double 20 is
40.
40.
What's double 40?
80.
80. What's double 80?
160.
Does this look straight?
No, it's a curve.
So I would do a tiny little dotted line, like you guys are using a pencil.
That's one straight. Am I dumb?
It should look like it's starting to get steeper. Kind of sort of like a half pipe or something like that. I don't know what to relate it to other than like a half pipe. Like a ramp, right? Like a ramp that you would go up.
Oh, I can go 640. What? Oh, I better look a minute.
So yeah, if I went to 5 and if I tried to get to 640, it would be like way up here, right? Like way off my graph. Like seriously, because if we keep following that behavior, right, that steepness. So all 3 of these graphs look unique from each other, right? We had a straight line through the origin, straight line not through the origin, not straight line not through the origin. So if we were to ask which of these would feel like it is proportional,
A.
why?
Because it starts at 0 and then straight forever.
The 2 things you need to be proportional. is the origin point and a straight line.
Point.
Cannot curve, cannot change like its angle. So guys, most people like, please don't just write down line, because if halfway into, or if like 20 minutes into washing dishes, if 20 minutes in she slows down and like starts texting at the same time or something, and like her rate slows down and the line changes, sorry, I know this is kind of a weird angle. If it changes, like has like a kink or a break or whatever you want to say, that's not proportional anymore. It's only proportional if it stays on that same trajectory, that same slope. Questions on that? So both of these, you could label if you want to, both of these other graphs are not proportional graphs. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and make a pretty harsh line across here and say that these are not proportional. And we can abbreviate proportional relationship with prop rel. This one?
No. Wait, but how
A.
is that not the point?
Is prop rel. Thank you. I appreciate me not having to be the one to do that. Questions?
Can we write at the top again, like above proportional relationship?
I mean, this is what my page looks like. You need to know that these two things are required for a proportional relationship. So if I was you, I would write it down, but I am not controlling your finger, your pencil, like you control that.
For C, I drew all the way up to 650, so I estimated a little bit.
That's awesome.
And when you started talking about how to do it, I was already happy. So I just finished.
So these are all probably, the points at the bottom then, are probably all super like tight, like they probably don't look like they
I got
increase.
it by 50, so.
Oh, you went by 50s, yeah. So you can make it to 600. So the problem, I don't know if I'm good talking through a mask, it's hard. The problem with making your scale bigger is it makes your points closer. Right? So guys, this is circling back to yesterday's activity with Newton's revenge. Guys, if we would have broken the graph and made the scale smaller, so instead of going by like 20, go by like 5. Right? We are all really close in height. We only needed this much. We could have fit that down here super easy and more spread out. So when you zoom in on a graph, you actually make the scale smaller. When you zoom out, the scale gets bigger. Max? No? Okay, your hand was up. Anna, you had your hand up way earlier. Okay, we covered it.
Wait, I did have.
Wait. Go ahead.
In the recording thing, you can press the non-screen button, and I'm pretty sure this doesn't show.
Oh, yeah, I just haven't changed my settings. I don't think so yet. Alright, draw a squiggly line or flip your page. Actually, I would not use the backs of pages, so if you're out of space, I would probably use a fresh page.
I know! Darn it!
That was the most amount of agreement I've gotten in a while. I want you to tell me if these situations are proportional. So you can write them down if you want. We're just going to do a quick little couple-minute activity. Count up. 5 at max. I won't have enough time anymore. Alright, situation A. I'm going to ignore the book and make these up on my own. Situation A. Mary Lou across the street pays me to mow her yard. I get $30 every time I mow. Is that situation proportional? Again, Mary Lou across the street. That was my neighbor, rest in peace. She passed away a couple years ago. Mary Lou pays me to mow her yard. She pays me $30 every time I mow. Is that proportional?
Yes.
Write it down. That was situation A.
Huh?
Or 1. I'm just giving you 5 situations to practice. Can we like hear it and determine would it be proportional? Mary Lou pays me $30 every time I mow.
Got it.
Would it be proportional?
Yes.
I'm glad I did the easy one first. The amount of homework problems completed related to time spent on math that day on a weekday.
What?
I know. The amount of homework problems you have completed related to, so like the input is, the amount of time you've spent on math that day. On a weekday. So like today, have you spent time on math? Have you completed any homework problems?
No. So I would not.
It would not be.
And Will Smith dies at the end of the movie.
Oh my god! What's wrong with you?
I know. What's wrong with all these people shouting out the math answers? I just made that up. I don't know what movie he dies in. I don't even watch movies these days, really. All right, situation 3.
I'm not ready. I don't write fast.
Too bad.
Situation 3.
Please don't break my shit.
Trust me, I know. Actually, we don't have enough time. I really want to show you the Friday Funny, so we'll pick those up probably as a warm-up on Monday.
Whoa!
So,
Hey, Connor, can you get honey up?
a lot of times this will happen at the beginning of class. So if you're late to class, it doesn't matter. But I like to do these on Friday to end the week on kind of a lighthearted note. You've maybe seen this interview of this kid before, but you've potentially not seen it set to music.
What?